So the first step for us is what we always say is start the conversation. The key factor across workplaces, whether that's the construction industry or the wider workforce, is do your employers feel comfortable to talk about mental health? Have you created a culture? Have you fostered a culture that encourages people to be open, to discuss personal problems, to discuss with their line manager if they're struggling at the moment with anxiety or depression or stress, anything that's kind of going to contribute to or have an impact on the way that you carry out your day-to-day work. So breaking that stigma is the first step. Then we start to look at a more strategic approach. So how is the organisation measuring the impact of mental health on the organisation? Honestly, I think it's knowing how to even have the conversation and then who to go to. Who do you talk to? Do you speak to your line manager? Do you talk to your peers? Do you speak to HR? Do you actually even understand what you're suffering or what you're going through and the impact that it's having on your day-to-day work life and how you deliver your role? I think often people, it's not until they get to that point of crisis when they've peaked and they're really, really stressed or anxious and overwhelmed that they think, oh my gosh, something's wrong here. I need help. And then it's like, once you've recognized that you need help, who do I turn to? And I think if you're in an environment, whether it's a professional office environment or even a construction site, I think having the confidence to say I need help and then knowing that when you go to someone, they're going to be able to say to you, okay, that's okay, it's okay not to be okay. We can help you with that. I think once you get to that point, people are kind of struggling with, okay, what's going to happen next? Am I going to lose my job if I disclose that I'm anxious or I'm suffering with depression? What are the implications for that on my work? If I miss 3 weeks of work in the construction industry, that might be the whole course of a project. So knowing that there's a solution for them on their support or there's treatment can really be reassuring. Mates in Mind is addressing the challenge by primarily focusing on how we can support employers, providing the preventative tools and provisions to kind of start building a program around mental health. So whether that's about educating the workforce and how to address the stigma and, as we say, start the conversation around mental health and mental ill health. We will support them with building a stress management policy, a mental health policy, so getting that overarching strategic aims around how to approach mental health and thinking about mental health in the same way that we think about physical health. For us, what's unique about what we do is that we take a whole organisation approach. So we don't just think about the individual, we think about the employees, the structure of the organisation. We try to kind of tailor and create a holistic approach that is specific to the organisation's needs. One of the elements of our programme is actually conducting research around mental health and to understand what the driving factors are in causing mental ill health in the industry. So we're trying to build up an evidence base so that we can kind of design and produce tools that are effective at addressing the source of the concern.